I'm not training with the mentality, you know, that I'm getting ready, you know, to fight an icon, fight a legend. At the end of the day, he's just another man.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a battle-tested legend, weathered by time and triumph, steps back into the ring? Can a warrior with decades of wear and wisdom still outclass a fierce, hungry champion at the peak of his powers?
Fight for my title. He's going in there trying to, you know, take my title. I gotta do whatever.
From the moment news broke that Manny Pacquiao would square off against Mario Barrios, the boxing world stood still. Two warriors, separated by a generation, brought together by destiny, discipline, and unshakable determination. The stakes? Monumental. A living legend chasing one final triumph. A rising contender looking to etch his name in history. And when Roy Jones Jr., one of the most electrifying fighters to ever grace the ring, shares his take, the entire sport listens. In this high-octane, satirical breakdown, we're diving deep into the training whispers, legendary insight, and the victory game plan Roy himself mapped out.
I would not be able to take credit beating Pacquiao after he got knocked out kids because Pacquiao.
Roy Jones Jr. knows power, he's lived it, delivered it, and learnt to respect it. So when he watches Manny Pacquiao train at 46, he's not just impressed, he's amazed. Pacquiao isn't running drills for a payday, he's fueled by legacy. His focus is razor sharp, his hunger untouched by time. Manny moves like a hummingbird, darting, feinting, vanishing, then unleashing a flurry of punches before Barrios can react. Roy observes what few can deny: most fighters lose their legs before their hands. But Pacquiao's legs? They're still coiled springs, generating the torque behind every punishing shot. Barrios isn't stepping into the ring with just an older fighter, he's facing a wall of experience, deception, and ring IQ. The strategy, according to Roy, is simple but deadly. Cut off the ring, force Barrios into tight exchanges, and unleash that devastating left hand before the younger man can recover.
Game. But in society today, we'll call that person the best fighter ever.
Mario Barrios brings his own fire to the fight. In peak condition, he punches with the urgency of a man who's battled his way up, one upset at a time. His trainer, Bob Santos, has honed Barrios' jab into a surgical tool, precise, probing, and mentally draining for opponents. Barrios doesn't just throw combinations, he constructs them, carefully gauging his opponent's reactions before committing to the full attack. But Roy Jones Jr. sees something else beneath the talent, youthful swagger that can cloud judgment. In sparring footage, Roy watched Barrios unleash flashy flurries, 40 punches in 4 seconds. Impressive, yes, but also reckless at times. He noticed moments of overreach, exactly the kind of cracks a technician like Pacquiao exploits with ruthless accuracy. Roy's advice? Ease off the blitz. Use the jab to control distance. Stay disciplined. Because if Barrios gets too caught up in the fireworks, he could find himself starring in a Pacquiao counterpunch highlight reel.
Win. Go. That's not reality. But in business.
But let's not fool ourselves. This isn't a runway, it's war. Manny Pacquiao's camp is brimming with quiet confidence. In leaked gym footage, he's seen hammering the heavy bag with intent, gliding through shadowboxing drills with the sharpness of his prime, and snapping off mitts like a loaded spring. Critics question his age, his reflexes, his eyes. Roy Jones Jr. isn't buying it. Power's the last thing to go, he says. It ages like fine scotch. Pacquiao's core remains untouched, the speed, the timing, and the instincts that only come from a lifetime in the trenches. Roy recalls sparring sessions back in the Robert Guerrero days. He felt that same power then. And now? It hasn't faded. If Roy's instincts are right, Barrios may not make it past round 5. From the fighter of the decade in the 90s to the legend guiding today's war, the torch isn't just being passed, it's still burning.
Fighter of the decade, 1990s. Passing on the torch to Manny Pacquiao, fighter of the 2000s. Right?
Veteran voices are adding fuel to the fire. Juan Manuel Marquez, the last man to knock Pacquiao out, cautions that time isn't forgiving. Old injuries, worn joints, and fractures have a way of resurfacing when it matters most. Still, even he concedes that disciplined training can preserve a fighter's knockout power. Teddy Atlas, ever the realist, offers a grimmer take. You can train hard, eat right, and look sharp, but a 46-year-old body doesn't forget the toll of decades in the ring. He warns, you're playing with fire, no matter how polished the package looks, but Roy Jones Jr. isn't rattled. He fires back with a simple truth: a 26-year-old can go to sleep just as fast as a 46-year-old. In his eyes, boxing isn't about the number, it's about the preparation, the mindset, the respect for danger. The consensus? Age can be beaten, but only by those who understand the price and are still willing to pay
Any
it.
advice tonight for him?
Just be smart. Don't get overly aggressive. Try to be smart with your aggression.
Barrios fans have their own reasons to believe. Sean Porter praises his peak condition, calling him a pressure fighter built to capitalize on Pacquiao's openings and punish every misstep. Amir Khan adds that long layoffs can dull a fighter's instincts, but admits that one clean shot from Barrios could flip the entire script. Behind the scenes, matchmakers are already buzzing. If Manny wins, talks of a Pacquiao vs Mayweather sequel begin to swirl, an irresistible draw for both fighters and broadcast giants. Roy Jones Jr. just grins. Once Pacquiao stops Barrios, he says, the whole world will be chasing his next move.
Be smart with your aggression. Take your shots when you can, but don't go out there to just pick and knock him out. Outbox him like you did last time. When you get chances.
The satirical noise is hard to miss. Boxing media thrives on clickbait. Barrios turned into Richterfen, Pacquiao's so-called age crisis, but beneath the headlines lies real nuance. Roy Jones Jr. urges fans to see past the hype. This isn't just a slugfest, it's a chess match. Victory won't come from brute force alone. It'll take ring IQ, sharp timing, and elite conditioning. For Pacquiao, that means sticking to the old-school grind, 5 a.m. roadwork, relentless jump rope drills, and hours on the mitts. His engine must run full throttle for 12 rounds. For Barrios, it's about calculated aggression. He'll need to blend explosive offense with disciplined defense, use head movement, smart angles, and a stiff, consistent jab to keep Pacquiao from dictating the rhythm. This fight isn't just about fists, it's about who plays the game better.
I give more credit to than most people. But I saw this guy fighting at 135. How do you fight him at 140?
Train innovation, where every drop of sweat inches a fighter closer to destiny. Pacquiao's preparation is steeped in old-school discipline. Pre-dawn runs through rugged terrain, shadowboxing until his limbs scream, and mitt work so sharp it slices the air like a blade. His camp is fueled by tradition, forged through repetition and resolve. Barrios, meanwhile, embraces the tools of the modern age. His every heartbeat is monitored, altitude masks push his lungs to their limit, and slow-motion video breaks down each movement with digital precision. His camp is a fusion of science and strategy, built to optimize every motion and reaction. It's a clash of eras, tradition versus technology. Both fighters trust their method will forge the superior warrior. And when the gym doors close and the lights go up, only willpower and refined skill will decide who walks out victorious.
You understand me? He's still dangerous at 160. He ain't just no fight. You got
Nutrition and recovery have become high-tech experiments for fighters chasing peak performance. Pacquiao sticks to the basics: lean protein, brown rice, and plenty of greens, the same no-frills diet that powered him through his championship years. Barrios, on the other hand, leans into the modern edge: protein shakes, energy gels, cryotherapy, and high-performance recovery regimens designed to rebuild him faster than ever. Some skeptics argue that high-tech recovery dulls a fighter's grit, while old-school purists warn that pampering the body too much can weaken its ability to take real punishment. The truth: both camps are balancing on a razor's edge between tradition and innovation. Success lies in that balance, honoring the proven methods of the past, cautiously integrating cutting-edge advancements, and staying sharp enough to reject the flash-in-the-pan fads that promise everything but deliver little.
Watch it, because he gonna get you if you ain't careful. If you ain't on your A game, as Dana Rosenblatt. What nothing on your A game?
Psychological warfare now begins long before the first bell, on social media, where trash talk and meme battles spark like fireworks in the dark. But Pacquiao, a man whose legacy is carved in stone, sees little need for digital jabs. His statements come in angles, feints, and footwork that speak louder than tweets. Barrios, by contrast, embraces the spotlight, posting crisp pad work, sculpted abs, and bold messages aimed at rallying fans and rattling foes. It's a public flex, a digital taunt. Roy Jones Jr. just laughs at the spectacle. To him, real intimidation doesn't come from Wi-Fi, it happens in the ring, when leather gloves crash into flesh and bone. That's where truth lives. Because when the bell rings, bravado fades. And overconfidence. It shatters like glass under the weight of one perfectly timed counter.
And even at old age, not many people beat Roberto Duran. Right. He did.
Coaches serve as master strategists, guiding the battle from their neutral corners like generals in a high-stakes war. Freddie Roach stands as the unshakable old guard, firm, focused, and forever tied to Pacquiao's golden era. Every mid-session and every rest period is calculated, rooted in decades of championship wisdom. On the other side, Bob Santos commands Barrios' camp with clinical precision, merging raw conditioning with intricate strategy. He's not just building power, he's crafting a weapon built to adapt and dismantled. There's mutual respect between the two corners. Quiet nods at weigh-ins, subtle acknowledgement of the grind each man has endured. But once the bell rings and leather flies, courtesy disappears. In that moment, it's no longer about coaching legacies. It's about survival, pride, and who made the better chess move when it counted most.
Tell me, Roberto went to UK headgear, without headgear. Najibin wore headgear. He made Najibin.
Corners become sanctuaries and strategy hubs, where every 3-minute storm is met with a brief, breathless calm. In those precious 60-second intervals, ice packs cool burning skin, water soothes dry mouths, and voices, urgent but composed, rekindle the fire. Pacquiao hears calm, veteran commands: protect the body, pick your shots, and exploit Barrios' split-second mistakes. Barrios, fueled by his corner, absorbs a mantra of forward pressure. Jab with purpose, plant your feet, cut the ring. Roy Jones Jr. likens corner advice to jazz, structured rhythm guiding spontaneous brilliance. When fighters step back into the spotlight, gloves raised and minds sharp, they carry that corner wisdom like sacred armor, each word echoing beneath the roar of the crowd.
Like a beginner. And Nigel is much younger than him. You understand me? And Nigel was a
Fan culture turns this fight into more than a sporting event. It becomes a roaring carnival of hope, pride, and nerves. Filipino flags wave proudly beside American stars and Mexican colors, stitching together a global tapestry of passion. Barrios' fans chant about the future, youth, strength, and a changing of the guard. The legend days are done, they cry. But Pacquiao's faithful roar back with unwavering belief, heart over age, experience over flash. Both sides come armed with memories, glorious knockouts, heartbreaking losses, and flood social media with bold predictions and heartfelt prayers. The energy builds to a fever pitch, until, finally, the lights dim, the crowd hushes, and gloves touch. The war begins.
regular middleweight and super middleweight. This guy started lightweight. Lightweight.
Behind the curtain, promoters and networks crunch every number. Pay-per-view projections, ticket demand, streaming metrics. A Pacquiao victory could ignite a frenzy of rematch talk, with whispers of a Mayweather sequel echoing through boardrooms. But is Barrios upset? That would shatter expectations, shake up the rankings, and redraw the map for future title fights. It's a delicate dance where finance meets folklore, legacy on one side, fresh blood on the other. Executives hedge their bets, trying to script the next blockbuster. Yet no dollar sign can summon greatness. Because for true legends, it's never just about money, it's about pride, legacy, and the fire that still burns inside.
After a broken neck, after lightweight, you gonna fight one of the best fighters.
The betting odds tell a story of hesitation. Early lines may give Barrios a slight edge, youth, momentum, and recent activity. But as fight week looms and whispers of sparring form or weight cut struggles surface, those numbers tighten and sway like a title bout in full swing. For seasoned bettors, the message is clear: odds can shift quicker than a four-punch combo. Roy Jones Jr. offers a word of caution: odds reflect perception, not destiny. One perfectly placed hook can erase months of predictions in a heartbeat. Because in boxing, no matter what the books say, the slate wipes clean with every ring of the bell.